It's SEMA 2008 and we've stopped by Eaton Performance Parts to have a chat with John Sonnefeldt. He's the high performance sales manager down here, and you guys have recently just achieved an amazing accolade.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic opportunity for us. The Hot Rod Speed Parts Hall of Fame brought us into a ballot, basically. Said, we want you to be one of those people. You're going to have to go to get the vote out. So we were voted in as one of the Speed Part Hall of Fame for this year. What a great opportunity for the Eaton Corporation and the Detroit Locker brand. It's been a great honor for us, and we're celebrating here at the SEMA show.
It's amazing. Now, it's the Detroit Locker that won this prize.
Absolutely, the Detroit Locker brand. We have several products we make that are great products, but the Detroit Locker is the high performance part that's been around for so many years, and a great opportunity.
There's an awful lot of history that goes into this Detroit Locker, isn't there?
Absolutely. It began as a no-spin back in the 30s. I mean, basically, it was a construction product that was big, heavy truck stuff. After the Depression and World War II and all that stuff, it was used back then. And it came when all the muscle cars started coming out in the late 60s. They were looking for something a little bit better for the track and some other performance things. So basically, in 1969, the Detroit Locker brand name was born. And it came out as a brand of the corporation and really became a hardcore race part. So now we had the no-spin differential for the regular domestic stuff, and you had this new Detroit Locker. And it had to be brought to this marketplace that was just so cool back there in drag racing in the 60s. There was nothing better than that. And we had to make that image come along with it. And it was really an exciting time. Of course, I was a youngster back then, but I do remember when I was a kid seeing even this logo that long ago. So the Detroit Locker brand name has been solid in drag racing, street performance stuff for almost 40 years. And when that came about, there was some need. Ford had a need. The 69 Mach 1 Mustang came out. There was a 428 option. It needed something better in the back of that vehicle. So there's cars out there today. If you look at the car shows, you will see a sticker in the glove box that says this is Detroit Locker equipped, because it was a different performance part. It gave the car a whole different feel. When it hooked and it left, it wasn't your regular differential in the back of your OEM Mustang. So they had to put a sticker in the glove box just to say, hey, this is really important. Do you know that this is a performance part from Detroit Locker?
And you had a lot of success in racing as well, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely, because Sox and Martin used this in the drag strip. Jack Roush, the Gap and Roush Mustangs. In fact, I talked to Jack earlier today, and he was telling me how, working with the Detroit Locker and making that get traction down the track, he was able to, to really be successful, win some races. And look at the success that man's had over the years. I mean, it's not because of the Detroit Locker, but it's nice to be a part of his history and getting him down the racetrack.
Fantastic. John, could you take us through a few of these items here in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely. Basically, we've assembled a lot of the history of Detroit Locker. Of course, we couldn't bring it all and put it in the case, but we brought a few samples. And some of the stuff you see on the first shelf here is the no-spin differential, the original stuff about the no-spin. This is the stuff back in the 40s and 50s for the heavy-duty stuff before it actually evolved to Detroit Locker. As you go up in the case, you see some of the actual sales brochures from March 6th of 1970. And of course, yes, we even had one for an AMX. I mean, it wasn't just about Fords. So we had some great stuff there. We had some great testimonies here from some of the customers. Over 500,000 miles on the Detroit Locker, and it still kept working. Great stuff from back then. As we move up through the case, we see some of the brochures, had the classic 70s look. We had a lot of releases, a lot of good stuff out there, and of course the Detroit Locker decal with Rapid Rabbit. That was a very popular decal. In fact, people are still using that decal today on some of the old Detroit Locker retro type things you see on some of the AFX cars. And of course, we've got a picture of the Hot Rod Magazine deal here with Genevieve, so we could promote the fact that we're in the Hot Rod Speed Parts Hall of Fame.
So Detroit Locker has a huge history and some of the most experienced people in the world. In fact, you've still got some original employees from the original Detroit Locker.
We sure do. I mean, there's a couple of core people there that have great history on this product. That they were there in the beginning, and they're still working with the Eaton Corporation today.
And where is the future of the Detroit Locker headed?
Well, the unusual thing is the Detroit Locker as principle is still the same all these years. It's worked so well, we didn't make many changes. Now, we've evolved over time with the performance market, with NASCAR as well as other markets. We've made better improvements to the product, but it's still the tried and true Locker all these people talked about back in the 70s. It's still the hardcore part it was before.
Fantastic. John, you've been amazing to talk to. So informative and so passionate about this topic. If you want to find out any more about Detroit Locker, check out the Hall of Fame. Just head to EatonPerformanceParts.com.